Hi students, today I will discuss you about the division of sectors as organized and unorganized. Yes, we have already completed the disguised unemployment and the different types of sectors. First we will see about the organized sectors. Employment terms are fixed in the organized sectors and regular and the employees get assured work. The organized sectors are registered by the government and have to follow its rules and regulation. Jobs are regular. Workers can enjoy the security of the employment, get several benefits like leave, payment during holidays, PF, gratuity. Example of organized sectors are Anganwadi workers, health workers, etc. About the unorganized sectors, we can say it is characterized by the small and scattered unit which are largely outside the control of the government. There are rules and regulations, but these are not followed as they are not registered with the government. Jobs are often not regular. Employment is not secure. People can be asked to leave without any reason. There is no provision for overtime, paid leave, holiday leave, or sick leave. Examples of unorganized sectors are farming, shopkeeping, rickshaw puller, etc. Now we will see about how to protect workers in the unorganized sector. There is a need for protection and support of the workers in the unorganized sectors. The government can fix the minimum wages rate and the working hours. The government can provide cheap loans to self-employed people. Government can provide cheap and affordable basic services like education, health, food to these workers. The government can frame new laws which can provide provisions for overtime, paid leave, leave due to sickness, etc. Sectors in the term of ownership. Now we will see here. First is we will see about the public sectors. Government owns most of the asset and provides all the services. Examples of public sectors are railways and post office. A main aim of the public sector is the public welfare, whereas private sector ownership of the asset and delivering or services in the hands of the private individual or companies. Examples of these are Tata Iron and Steel Industries, and the main aim of this private sectors is profit motive. Now we will see about the responsibilities of the government. There are large number of activities which are primarily responsibility of the government. Governments have to undertake heavy spending such as the construction of roads, bridges, etc. Also, it has to ensure that these facilities are available for everyone. Government could give support to private sector. Government in India buys wheat and rice from farmers at a fair price and sells at a lower price to consumer through ration shop. Government should pay attention in health education, particularly in the elementary education. Now at the last we can say that it is also the duty of the government to take care of the poorest and the most ignored regions of the country through increased spending in such areas. Okay, thank you.